The Quran says in chapter 20 verse 95 that Moses spoke to a Samaritan and the Samaritans didn't come till the guy's name is Samiri. The Quran doesn't say he's a Samaritan. The guy's name is Samiri.
Yeah, man, don't take it up with me. You need to take it up with your own Muslim scholars. Let me read a commentary from the Study Quran.
The Study Quran. Are you being serious right now, bro? See, this is the part of the video where you get completely destroyed. Do you know why? I'm a Shia, not a Sunni. Which you clearly don't know the difference. The book that you're holding in your hand right now, that's a Sunni commentary of the Quran. We don't even accept that. We as Shia, we only take commentaries from the Quran from the Prophet, peace be upon him, and his family, or his family. The Ahlul Bayt, alayhimus salam. That's it. No one else. This is very similar to the way the Sunnis use Bukhari as evidence against the Shias. It's absolutely pathetic. Bro, I reject that book in your hand. So the verse that speaks about that, I can't believe we're even going through the Samiri point again. Like literally the guy's name was Samiri. But you're trying to say that he was a Samaritan. So okay, we look at the verse, chapter 20 in the Quran, Surah Taha, verse number 85. The word that's used is Samiri. Okay, the word Samaritan isn't even used. In fact, here are 6 English translations of the verse. Show me where it says Samaritan. It doesn't, does it? And the Quran in itself never says that he is ethnically a Samaritan. The word used is Samiri, and in Arabic this is a proper name, or it could mean a title, but it doesn't mean that he was a Samaritan or from a specific group. Now let's look at the commentaries of the Quran. We have Tafsir Mizan here by Allama Tabatabai. He states that Samiri is a name, and the Quran does not equate him with the later Samaritans. So it's been refuted. This claim is made by Orientalists who are unfamiliar with the Arabic linguistics and the Quranic language like you. Shia commentaries of the Quran have traditions from Imam Baqir, peace be upon him, and Imam Sadiq, peace be upon him, great-grandsons of the Prophet, peace be upon him and his family, who state Samiri was a man who harbored hypocrisy, misled the people of Moses, astray with the golden calf, and he is not associated with the Samaritan group. Let me teach you a little bit more about Arabic. You see, if Samiri was a Samaritan from a place later on that was called Samara or Samira, then he wouldn't be called Samiri. He would be called Samirai. But because he says Samiri, there's no affiliation with the Samaritans.
And historically, we know why this mistake exists. Because the author of the Quran confused the story of the golden calf in Exodus 32 with the golden calves being built in 1 Kings. So Jeroboam builds a temple in Samaria, which is the capital of the northern kingdom, and he makes golden calves there. And anyone who wants to look into it historically can see that the author of the Quran confused the two stories.
And then you mentions Jeroboam's story, right? And he says, no, there's a contradiction. Bro, you've messed up big time by mentioning Jeroboam. Do you know why? I guess it's time to humble you again, Kohli. The Quran mentions the golden calf during the time of Moses, okay? The culprit was a man by the name of Samiri. This happened after the Israelites left Egypt. Now let's look at the biblical account of this story. Exodus 32 says that the Israelites made a golden calf after leaving Egypt, but blames Aaron for this. So the difference is only who led them astray. Then we come on to 1 Kings 12. Jeroboam, who came hundreds of years after Moses, built 2 golden calves, not 1. And here's the problem. If you claim that the Quran copied and modified the story of Jeroboam, then that same can be said about the Bible, that it's repeated the same story, just made a few modifications. The Quran and Exodus 32 both describe the golden calf during Moses' time, not Jeroboam's. And you can't say the Quran copied the Bible on the story of Moses either, because your claim as Christians is that Aaron is the one who was responsible for leading the Israelites astray, whereas the Quran defends Aaron and says it was Samiri. And if the Quran was copying the story of Jeroboam, for example, as you're claiming, why isn't he even mentioned? Why isn't the name of Jeroboam or any sort of description of him mentioned? The characters are Moses, Aaron, and Samiri, and the golden calf. Nothing to do with an individual called Jeroboam. And why place the event centuries apart? Doesn't make sense. And the difference in narrative, theology, and details shows us that the Quran did not copy the Bible. And Jeroboam isn't even mentioned in the Quran or in the Hadith at all. So this is the second video. Samiri was his name. If he was from that place, he'd be Samirai, not Samiri. So no, right? The guy's not a Samaritan. So this is the second verse he mentioned. This is my refutation to it. Now let's go and make the third one.